What did we do before Google? I've often been at dinner parties and a question will be asked and none of us know the answer. So then we consult Google. Thank goodness we have access to it on our phones. But what is the etiquette when it comes to using Google? Blue, do you know the answer? Google has become our first resource for getting the answer for any queries we might have. Perhaps you've forgotten the name of a song, or you want to know the lyrics, or perhaps you need directions somewhere. Google always has the answer. But don't believe everything you always read. If you Google someone before you meet them, remember not everything you read online is true or accurate. And often people put out online things about themselves which may not be true. Equally, other sources may not fairly represent that person, so just be careful and be mindful when you Google someone, because the information might not be accurate. Whenever you Google someone, always try to access professional resources. For example, if you want to find out about a business connection, then use social media like LinkedIn to find out what they might be about. If you're at work, it's really important that you don't go on any websites which are inappropriate. So make sure that your Google search history is always PG and always relevant to the work that you're doing. You can get into a lot of trouble if you use your Google at work to search for things which are either inappropriate or not relevant to the working environment. Remember, if you do Google stalk someone, then you have to remember what you've seen versus what you've been told. For example, I always like to say, oh my gosh, I saw on your story the other day how you were at this place and it looked fabulous. Make sure you give a point to telling that person where you saw them. And don't forget that you saw them online, because you don't want that faux pas when you say, oh gosh, wasn't that place an amazing place to be? And then they realise that you've been weirdly stalking them. Just be careful about how you consume the information. You may not even want to mention what you've seen. If you're asked a question that you don't know the answer to, you can always respond with, that's a really good question. I'll certainly look into it, rather than immediately pulling out your phone and Googling the answer. Or as my son, my 8-year-old son, likes to say, can you search it up, mummy? How do you find your information online? What resources do you trust? Let me know in the comments below.